Hi, welcome to the importance of being an empath. This is Sharon Jones. One of the main things about being an empath that I've discovered is that we have an intense sensitivity to the energy of everything around us, whether it's other people or trees and rocks and water, or whether it's the birds and the bees and all the animals on the planet that are with us. It's really hard when you can feel the energy of everything around you to determine whether that energy is in fact your own emotional content, or whether it is that you are being sensitive to the things that are outside of your own energy field. And I think as an empath, that's the hardest part, is determining where the energy is coming from that I'm sensing. And so a large part of the training of being an empath and developing empathy as a gift instead of something that people feel cursed with is being aware of where the energy is coming from. I spend a lot of time working with people, with other empaths who are sensitive to the energies of other people, and they may work in an environment that's full of lots of people, perhaps even a negative emotional environment, and they find it very difficult because they say, Sharon, I'm feeling very depressed and I can't understand why I feel depressed because I don't feel sadness for myself. And the answer really, truthfully, is that they're probably picking up on the sadness of the people that are around them. And so, as an empath then, it stands to reason that we should train ourselves. We should nurture and harness a protective field, an energy field of protection around us that helps us to be protected from the energy of other people, where we can in fact view other people with a point of view of compassion, and having instead a need to connect with that energy or a need to fix it. Now we see it with compassion and we're able to deal with the situation because we're protected from that energy. It's truly amazing, and it's so subtle, and yet as empaths we're very, very sensitive to this. So the energy that's around you, your own energy fields, then, I always find that I benefit more if I clear my energy through and then I protect myself from the energy of other people. And it's a really great skill to have, and you can become and experience more empowerment in your life when all you're dealing with is your own energy and your own stuff, and you're not having to deal on a day-to-day basis, hour by hour, with everybody else's stuff. It takes practice, I'll be honest, but when you actually get through that situation, you find that it's empowering. You have compassion for other people, you have compassion for yourself, and because you're only living with your own energy, you're able to deal much more easily with life at large. When I talk about cleansing my energy through and protecting my energy, what I mean is that in clearing my energy field, I'm clearing away the negativity of the energy that I'm sensing around me. Usually I'm feeling uncomfortable and I'm feeling overwhelmed. And if I'm feeling overwhelmed and stressed and uncomfortable, then I'm not in a good place. And even though it's not my energy and I'm feeling somebody else's energy, then I really need to be able to clear this through and allow myself the emotional freedom of not having to carry somebody else's stuff around. So something that I do as a little exercise, and I do this multiple times each day, is that I imagine that I'm just standing in a waterfall, and standing in the waterfall means that the energy of the waterfall is flushing over the top of my body, but it's also flushing through the inner part of my body as well. And I imagine it as if it's not water, not like a solid molecule of water, but like an energy, like a gas. And so that gas, and if my body is also not a solid entity, then this gas can pass its way through my body, and on its way in its wake, basically it cleanses out anything that is not required of me at that time. So I'm allowing myself to cleanse through with this waterfall of energy, if you like, and it's cleansing through every molecule, and even the spaces between the cells within my body and around my body are being cleared. It's like a big sweeping through. And then once I've done that, then I'm allowing that to be washed right through, and it's like I'm allowing it to flow away, and the energy has been transmuted, it's been changed, it's been reordered, so now it doesn't hurt anybody else, it's not harming anybody else, it's just the energy has been cleansed from my being, and it's now no longer there. When I've done that, what I need to do next is I allow myself to fill my body and my energy field with love and light. And I give myself permission to do this. I've cleansed my body, and now I allow myself to fill with love and light. And I'm now allowing myself to work with other people in a way that is from a place of compassion, instead of being involved in their energy. Now it's like I'm observing it as an outsider. I can see it and I can sense it, but I don't have to carry that energy of all their woes and all their issues on my own shoulders. So I've cleansed myself through, I've filled myself with love and light. And what happens next is that I then imagine that I have a protective layer of light that surrounds my whole being. And it's like a bit like an eggshell. If you imagine your body is like an egg, and this protective layer is like an eggshell that covers everything. It goes underneath your feet, above your head, and around all the sides. And it usually does look more like an egg shape than anything else. But it's basically just shows you as being cocooned in a protective layer, and it protects you from the negativity and the negative actions and behaviors and emotions of everybody else around you. So now you've been cleansed, you've been filled with love and light, and you have protective light around you. And what happens next is that now you can continue in your own space, like you're not being affected by anybody else, and this is just you being able to observe with compassion without having to carry everybody else's stuff on your shoulders. It's beautiful, it's very empowering, and it's actually very important that as empaths that we practice this very regularly. And the more that you practice it, the more that you harness it as a practice that you do every day. It's something that needs doing every day. When you form a habit, when you do it often enough and it forms a habit, then it's very easy for you to recognize when the energy that you're sensing is probably not your own. You can very quickly cleanse through with the energy. You can then repower yourself up like a Duracell battery, and then protect yourself with this cloak of energy, this egg of energy that you have around you that protects you. It's very, very simple. So many people, I say to them afterwards, like, did you practice this cleansing, cleanse, connect and protect? Like, did you do this? Oh yeah, I've done it, but like I don't do it every day. Well, as an empath, it's your responsibility to do this every day. Absolutely. If you're going to protect yourself and you're going to survive and keep your mind intact to a degree, then really you need to protect yourself, and you need to cleanse the energy of other people through. As an empath, you've got a unique gift. Your gift is that you have this beautiful bright light that shines from within you. It's amazing. You're amazing. Don't let the light of other people tarnish who you are. You are who you are. You have this beautiful light. You have a gift of being this light, this presence, and emanating that light from within. If you're feeling overwhelmed by the energy of other people, then basically you're not being true to yourself. You're not bringing your energy forward. You're not allowing your true light to come forward, because if you're feeling the energy of anybody else, then all that happens is that you curl up in a little ball and you put your little snail shell on around you and you won't come out. Well, maybe there's some reason why you're here. And maybe just practicing clearing the negative energy, clearing those emotions, filling yourself up with beautiful love and light, and protecting yourself from the negative energy and interactions from other people is going to help you to feel more empowered. It's going to help you to become more of yourself. It's a beautiful practice, and I do recommend doing this every day. And my challenge to you is do this every day, maybe twice a day for 7 days, and see how you feel. And then if you find that this is really of benefit to you, which I'm pretty certain it's going to be, then maybe practice it every day for 31 days or 30 days. Practice it every day. Build this as a habit and make it something that you do. I've been practicing this for years, and it must be maybe 25, maybe 25 years that I've been practicing this cleansing method and recharging. And the more I do it, the stronger it becomes. And sometimes I forget. Sometimes I leave myself wide open. And you know what? It makes me feel stressed. So when I feel stressed, I recognize that the energy that I'm sensing isn't really my energy, and that I need to cleanse. I need to connect with the protection and the love of the universe, the feeling full of love and light, and being protected from the energy of others. It's very, very empowering. And as an empath, I know that you're going to benefit from doing this. So make it your thing. Practice it every day. And I'll check in with you next week when we cover more about how to be an empath and the importance of being an empath, because you're beautiful and you're worth it. Thanks so much for joining me. This is Sharon Jones with The Importance of Being an Empath. Let me know what you think about this episode, and I'd love to hear some comments from you about how you feel that this has helped you with dealing with being empathic. I'll see you next week.